I watch a lot of hockey. Every now and then I see a comment about how much do you watch? I watch as much as I can. I watch as much as one person can watch. And I get asked every now and then, so you're in charge, what would you change? All right, well, let's look at rules I would change if I had the right to make rule changes. The first one, I dropped the instigator rule. And I wouldn't do this to satisfy all the pugilists in the crowd, pugilists being fighters. I would do this simply because I don't think it's necessarily an issue anymore. I understand why the instigator was brought in when it was. I don't think there's a whole lot that you'd see happen that would be different if you took the instigator rule out. And it would make some people happy who think that bringing the instigator rule right out of the game might cause some guys to think twice before delivering a hit. I don't think that's a thing, but hey, I would just pull the instigator right out altogether. You still have unsportsmanlike conduct. You still have ways of putting a guy out of a game if he's going complete genologic with his jersey off. You still have ways of doing that. I would go full no-touch icing. So the only way that an icing is waved off or you're uncertain is when they're really close. And I agree with Don Cherry on this one. It's kind of silly. And I would go full no-touch icing. It's been that way in juniors for forever. And I don't think that you'd see any problem with it. I don't think the players would have a problem with getting rid of it altogether. Just no touch. There's no hybrid in it at all. And again, it just gets waved off if the opposing player, if the offensive player wins the race for the puck. But they have to be really winning the race. Otherwise, yeah, just no touch icing. Just it's easier. There are guys that get hurt against the boards that you could prevent that with that. And not only that, you can prevent some of the injuries we're seeing in the corners by getting rid of the damn trapezoid behind the goaltenders. This is madness. Absolute sheer complete madness that a goaltender can't play the puck in the corners. I don't understand. I will never understand that rule. I know it was brought in. It's the Marty Brodeur rule, right? Every time a team would throw it in, Marty Brodeur would throw it right back out. And it was frustrating, and it did lead to some boring games. But you know what? There's guys who get hurt in the corners now that if you let a goalie come out and play it in that area of the ice, you're going to get rid of some injuries with that, which is really kind of what we're looking at with rules, right? Number 4, penalties are 2 minutes. They last full 2 minutes. What I mean by that is, like last night, the Jets score 6 or 7 seconds into a power play. Power play's over. Not if power plays last the full 2 minutes. And I'm not bringing in a rule that's revolutionary either. The only reason that power plays end when you score a power play goal are the 1960s Montreal Canadiens. It could have been the 50s, though. They had a dynasty both decades. They brought it in because these guys would score 2 or 3 goals every power play, and they're like, this is too much. In other words, it's sort of like when 4-on-4 was changed because the Oilers were too good at 4-on-4, and they were intentionally setting up 4-on-4 situations so they could get goals. So yeah, I would make it so that you don't penalize a team for having a good power play. Just the penalty lasts the full 2 minutes, like a major lasts the full 5 minutes every time. Plays not offside for a skate in the air. I don't care if the skate's on the ice. I don't care if the skate's in the air. If it crosses the plane, if it breaks the plane of the blue line, and breaking the plane, that's a football term, of course, NFL, right? I would just say, okay, they're onside. And that's it. Instead of this stupidity you see where it's frame by frame, and they're like, is his toe touching the ice? Who cares? Is it break the plane or not? You could just have an overhead camera and you're done. And finally, last but not least, the last rule that I thought of that I said, yeah, that I would change that. If the offending player, so if I'm a center or I'm a winger and I'm going in on the goaltender and I make contact with the goaltender, it's an immediate whistle. This would get rid of 99% of the goaltending interference calls. If he's in the crease, I can't contact him. If he's not in the crease, I can. But if he's in the crease and I touch the goalie, it's a whistle and it's a face-off at center ice. And maybe you could bring something in that if it was deemed to be a penalty, no, not necessarily. Well, anyways, because they used to do like intentional offsides, and the face-off would be in your zone if it was an intentional offside call. I haven't seen that called in so long. Seen guys intentionally offside, and I don't see that get called anymore. So I'm not going to go there with interfering with the goalie. But yeah, just blow the whistle. As soon as you touch the goalie, the play's dead. And you'll see a lot less guys running into goalies and a lot less goals that are disputed. It would just... You solve so much with these two things. But again, I don't know that the NHL would ever institute these rules. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Any rule in the game that you would change or wipe out or bring in. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.